Good afternoon. How are you, my dear students? Today we have comprehension. We're going to revise the story elements, and I need you to concentrate on the characters, settings, events, and events. Okay? And I want you to remember what's the meaning of visualize. What's the meaning of visualize? It means to imagine what's happening in the story, to draw a picture in your mind, to imagine the sounds, the smells, to imagine everything. It's like a video, or it's like playing a video in your head. Okay? So let's start. In the beginning, who is the author? The author is the person who writes the story. The author is the person who writes the story. The illustrator is the person who draws the picture. The title is the name of the book, the setting where and when the story takes place. The characters are the people or animals in the story. The plot is the events in the story. What happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle, what happened at the end. The conflict is the problem in the story or the problem that the characters face. The resolution is how did they solve this problem. Now get your turn practice book. Open page number 23. Read the passage, ask and answer questions as you read to check your understanding. Let's start page number 23. A pet of his own. Jeff lived with his family and their 3 pets. So where does Jeff live? He lives with his family and their 3 pets. His sister Kim had a bird. His brother Rick had 2 mice. So who are the 3 pets here? Or what are the 3 pets? They are 1 bird and 2 mice. Jeff wanted a bit of his own. May I get a snake? He asked his parents. He was polite because he knew good manners were important. How did we know he was polite? Because he said, may I? He asked in a polite way. He didn't say, I want to get a snake. He said, may I get a snake? So a snake will eat my bird. Who said that? Here we have quotation marks. That means someone said that. Shrieked came loudly. So what's the meaning of shrieked? He shrieked loudly. It means to shout. How did we know? Because, or yelled. Because they said loudly. Her yell upset her bird. The bird started to chirp. So what happens here? His sister refused, or she said, how come or how you want to get a snake so the snake will eat my bird? Jeff had another idea. May I get a cat? He asked politely again. A cat will eat my bird, cried Kim. And a cat will eat my mice, said Rick. So who are the characters here? Kim, Rick, Jeff, and their parents. Turn your page. Where did the story take place? It took place in their house. Jeff was, look at the picture here. Turn your page and look at the picture. What do you think? What will happen in the story? What did he get? I think he will get a rabbit because we can see Kim and Rick. Kim, she has a bird. Rick, he has 2 mice. I think Jeff will get a rabbit. Let's see. Jeff was stumped by his pet problem and didn't know how to solve it. He wanted, so this is the conflict. This is the problem in the story. He wanted a bit that was different and unique. There was already 1 bird and 2 mice. He couldn't get a snake or a cat because they will eat the other pets. What kind of fit wouldn't disturb or upset the others? So disturb and upset, they have the same meaning. Then one day Jeff saw an ad here, that's mean advertisement for a rabbit. This pet was different. This pet could get along with the others. He will not eat them. Jeff's parents got him the rabbit. He was so thrilled to have a pet of his own that he shouted for joy. So what's the meaning of thrilled here? That's mean excited. How did we know that? Because they said he shouted for joy. So what happened in the beginning of the story, or at the beginning of the story? Jeff asked to get a pet. He asked to get a snake, but his sister came, said, the snake will eat my bird. Then he said, may I get, what did he ask for? I forget, a cat. Yes. So his brother and sister said she will or it will eat our pets. So he has a problem. He didn't know what he has to get. Then he decided, or he saw someone encourage him, the advertisement encouraged him to get a rabbit because the rabbit is different and he knows that the rabbit will not eat the bird or the mice. So at the end of the story, he get a rabbit. So open page number 25 and let's answer the questions. I'm waiting for you to open the books. So the first question, who were the characters in the story? The characters in the story were Jeff, Kim, Rick, and their parents. Let's write that. The characters in the story were Jeff, Kim, Rick. Don't forget to put commas and start or begin the names with capital letters and their parents. Where did the story takes place? It took, or the story took place in the home where Jeff lived with his family. Let's write that. Number 3. What event took place at the end of the story? What happened at the end of the story? Jeff got a pet rabbit. Have you finished? Now, open page number 27. Let's read the title here, The Perfect Reading Partner. Reading, let's look at here. We can see a girl and her cat. I think she will read for her cat, but let's see what will happen. The perfect reading partner. Reading was not easy for Lizzie. One day, her cat, Gambo, jumped in her lap while she was reading. Lizzie read aloud to Gambo. She did not make one mistake. Gambo was a great listener. Answer the questions about the text. How can you tell that this text is a fiction? What is the fiction? What's the meaning of fiction? Like finding cat. It's a made-up story. Here, it's a made-up story about who? About Lizzie and her cat. It has beginning, middle, and end. What happened in the beginning? Here, reading wasn't easy for Lizzie. What happened in the middle? her cat jumped on her lap while she was reading. What happened at the end? She didn't make any mistake while she was reading to her cat. So let's answer the question. The first question, how can you tell that this text is fiction? It's a made-up story about Lizzie and her cat. It has a beginning, middle, and end. It's a made-up story about Lizzie. It has a beginning, I wrote double B, middle, and end. Full stop or period. What happens at the beginning of the story? Lizzie's cat jumps on her lap. Jump on her lap. What happens in the middle of the story? Lizzie reads aloud to her cat. What happens at the end? Lizzie reads without making a mistake. Thank you for listening. See you the next session. Goodbye.